Hello, boys and girls. Here we are, ready for Chapter 6, and Here We All Are by Tomie dePaola. Chapter 6. One afternoon in February, I saw my mom sitting in the principal's office. Our class was on our way back from the lavatories, or the boys' and girls' bathrooms. She didn't see me. When we got to our room, Miss Philomena came in to watch us, while Miss Emick went to a meeting in Miss Burke's office. The bell rang to announce that school was over for the day. Miss Emick hadn't come back. Miss Philomena said I was to wait. Buddy came into the kindergarten room. "Boy, are you in trouble," he said. "Mama's here having a meeting about you. We have to wait so we can all go home together. Are you going to get it?" And then he sat down with a smirk on his face. What did I do now, I wondered. I had apologized for Peter Rabbit. Was it for my singing during naps? Was it for my waiting for my mom inside the school building to go to Woolworth instead of waiting outside? But that was way at the beginning of the year. Or was it for telling all the teachers that my mother was so smart that she could stand on her head? Maybe they had asked her to come in and show them. What could it be? Suddenly I heard Miss Burke talking out in the hall. "Well, thank you for coming in, Miss dePaola. I'm sure you can take care of everything." Oh boy, here it comes, I thought. Then I heard Miss Emick's voice. Was I surprised at what she said? "Tomie is really a very good boy, different from his brother. A little too talkative, but so interested in everything. He's a joy to have in class," she ended. "Yeah, I'll bet," Buddy piped up. My mother popped her head in and said, "Okay, boys, let's go." And Buddy poked me. "What did Miss Burke say about Tomie?" he asked my mom. "Never you mind," Mom said. That's all she said. I was very nervous. When was I going to get it? Probably at home. When we got there, Mom told Buddy to go outside and play. I could tell he wanted to hang around to see me get it. "Now, Tomie, I know you're wondering why I was at school today. I want you to know that Miss Emick told me that she thinks you talk a little too much, but that you are smart and creative. That was the first reason for the meeting. The second is that there is going to be a big Valentine's Day party for the 2 kindergartens and the 2 first grades. Miss Emick asked me if I would make the Valentine cookies and sheet cakes for the party. My mom always made sheet cakes for our birthdays. They were huge cakes, 1 layer high, made in a big flat pan. They were so big that we'd take them to school for the whole class. The party is going to be held in the hallway between the classrooms. The teachers want to have a Valentine mailbox. Instead of one in every room, they want a big one for all the kindergartners and first graders to use together. It will be put on a table across from Miss Burke's office, right at the main entrance to the school. Now for the big reason for the meeting. They want you to make it. What do you think about that? Well, I almost fainted. First, from knowing that I wasn't going to get it, and second, because it was such an honor. "Can you help me?" I asked. "Of course," Mom said. The next few weeks were pretty exciting for me. I asked my grandfather Tom for a big cardboard box from the grocery store and some of the shiny white paper he wrapped the meat in to cover it. Mom helped me glue on the paper very neatly. Then we went to Woolworth's and the new 5 and 10 cent store, Kresge's, for red construction paper, ribbon, and shiny stick-on hearts. We even bought a package of white paper doilies that looked like little circles of lace. I made drawings of cupids and doves. I cut them out and pasted them on the sides. I worked hard on that Valentine mailbox. My dad cut a slot in the top for the cards to go through, and we made sure the bottom would open and close. My dad said they would probably want to use it again, so I should make it as sturdy as possible. Dad was right. They used that Valentine box the whole time I was in elementary school. And the party was great. We all wore party hats. Mailmen passed out the Valentines. I made all of mine myself. Mom baked 4 delicious sheet cakes with pink frosting and little heart-shaped candies with messages on them. The cookies were heart-shaped too, with red and white icing and little silver sprinkles. We had pink punch, and by the end of the party, everybody had red lips and tongues. All the grown-ups admired the Valentine box and told me what a nice job I had done. Mrs. Bowers, the art teacher who came to visit our school every so often to give art lessons, happened to be there, and here's a picture of her. "Well," she said, "I can't wait to get you an art class. We'll have a good time together." I got really excited about that, but I'd have to wait until 2nd grade for art lessons with Miss Bowers. Miss Emick looked very proud of me. I had made a special Valentine for her with lots of little windows to open and lace doilies glued inside. "It's one of the nicest Valentines I have ever received," she said. "Thank you, Tomie." From that day on, Miss Emick and I got along really, really well. I guess she was a good teacher after all. Chapter 7. The time for the new baby was getting close. Mom let me put my hand on her tummy so I could feel the baby kick. I whispered, "Hello, baby sister." Mom told me again for the 40th time that we couldn't be sure if the baby would be a boy or a girl. But I just told her that I wanted a baby sister with red ribbon in her hair. Mom was busy getting the just-in-case room ready. Dad and Buddy painted it yellow. I made pictures to hang on the wall. I went to Perlin's store with my mom to buy nightgowns, booties, and tiny sweaters. All the clothes looked like dolls' clothes. When Jeannie saw them, she told me to tell my mom that we could borrow her Didi doll's clothes if we wanted to. Then Mom bought something that made me laugh. Belly bands that wrapped around the baby's tummy. "They must be to keep the baby's belly button from falling off," I said. Mom laughed too. Next we went to Woolworth's and bought decals to decorate the baby crib. I picked out ones just right for a baby sister. She was going to have such a pretty room. I saw Mom buy some other ones, just in case it was, please no, just in case it was a baby boy. On the way home, Mom told me that when it was time for her to go to the hospital, Aunt Nell would come and take care of Buddy and me while my dad went to work. He had an important new job in Hartford as a state barber examiner. This meant he had to go all over Connecticut, visiting barber shops to make sure they were clean and followed all the health rules. I loved Aunt Nell. She was my grandfather Tom's sister and lots of fun. Whenever she took care of Buddy and me for my mom, we would all have tea with milk and sugar and a plate of crackers and peanut butter. She also made great hamburgers with meat from Tom's grocery store. But something happened that changed everything. Nana Fall River came to Meriden. Nana Fall River was my Italian grandmother. I called her that because she lived in Fall River, Massachusetts. She was on her way to visit her daughters, Aunt Kate and Aunt Clothilde, in the Bronx in New York City, but she wanted to stop in Meriden to see our new house. When Nana Fall River arrived, she walked in, took off her hat and coat, opened up her big black purse, took out her apron and put it on. She went straight to the kitchen without even looking at the house. Nana Fall River always traveled with her apron and lots of food. Nana Fall River thought that Mom didn't cook right and that my dad must be starving to death. He wasn't, of course. Uncle Nick had driven Nana Fall River over from his house, where she was staying with him and Aunt Loretta. I had a picture in my head of Nana Fall River in the back of the car, surrounded by pots and boxes of food. I watched as Aunt Loretta and her daughter, my cousin Helen, carried in all the food. First the big pan of spaghetti sauce, which Nana Fall River called gravy, with meatballs and lots of other stuff in it. We children were never allowed a meatball when we went to Nana Fall River's house. Meat was only for grown-ups. Then they carried in jar after jar of tomatoes and peppers, big cans of olive oil, and other things Nana Fall River had made. She even had loaves of Italian bread from the bakery near her house in Fall River. "You didn't need to bring bread, Ma," Dad said. It was funny hearing my dad call Nana Fall River Ma. "We have a really good Italian bakery right here on Lewis Avenue, Bonazinga's. It's not like a Marazzelli's," Nana Fall River answered. And here Nana Fall River also brought all kinds of cookies, which grown-ups liked, but we didn't. They were hard as rocks and had a funny flavor like licorice. "Oh, brother," I thought, "I guess it's spaghetti and tomato sauce for dinner. No meatballs for Buddy and me." My mom didn't even bother to go into the kitchen to help, but my dad went in and put on the white apron that Tom had given him. The kitchen was off limits to Buddy and me, so I sat and talked to Cousin Helen about dancing school. She was a lot older than I was and a very good tap dancer. I showed her what I was learning at Miss Leah's. Finally, dinner was ready. Nana Fall River handed me a plate of spaghetti, real thick strands, not thin like Dad always made. This macaroni, as Nana Fall River called it, was like the stuff Mom used to make macaroni and cheese. But they weren't short pieces like Mom's. They were long like regular spaghetti, but thick with big round holes. My dad called them sewer pipes. My plate was piled high, but not a meatball in sight. "Mangia, mangia, eat up," Nana Fall River said. So I started in. At least here at 26 Fairmont Avenue, I wouldn't have to clean my plate. In Fall River, my grandmother was the boss, and we had to do what she said. Even Mom couldn't help us when we went to Nana Fall River's house. But I knew that Mom would come to the rescue here at 26 Fairmont Avenue. Buddy dug right in. "He has such a good appetite," everyone would say. I was supposed to be a picky eater. The truth is that I liked to eat. I just didn't like some things, but I liked other things. After a few days, we were coloring eggs for Easter when the phone rang. It was Uncle Nick. Aunt Kate wasn't feeling so well, so Nana Fall River wouldn't be going to the Bronx. She was staying here for a few more days. On Easter, we got up to go to church. I had a brand new pair of brown and white saddle shoes. Buddy had his first pair of long pants. Uncle Charles and his girlfriend Viva stopped by with their friend Mickey Lynch. Viva had on a fancy hat. "My Easter bonnet," she said. Uncle Charles and Mickey Lynch were all dressed up too. "Aren't we going to Tom and Nana's?" I asked. "No," Mom told us. "Nana Fall River has already cooked a big dinner for us." The next day, Mom seemed awfully busy. "I think the new baby will be coming soon," she said. I took some green cellophane grass. I put a colored egg and a marshmallow on it. "For my baby sister," I said, "the one with a red ribbon in her hair." "We'll see," Mom said. "We'll see." And that's the end of chapter 7.